Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do, the usual disclaimers. If you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, sorry, folks, you're going to find all the links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic has refused, folks. Sorry. So you know the drill. Please read the article. Share it on all your social media. Also included in there is NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. They are crowdfunding just in case the JRC actually ever does see through with their threat. All right, folks, trigger warning number one. When we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center, an agape boarding school for boys. You're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please make sure to utilize those headphones, all right? Trigger warning number two, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and we do speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision is very much advised, all right? So, where we left off, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, or as better known by all of us, the DSM, particular the DSM 5, includes the diagnostic criteria for PTSD. Anybody getting flashbacks to the JDAH trial here? Remember the fact that her psychologist decided that she had PTSD without going through the DSM 5. Yet there's a reason why about had 1,000 cows that day, folks. This is the diagnostic tool for mental health issues and neurodivergence, okay? It is the Bible. So, yeah, as I was saying, sorry, I did say I was going to babble a little. The current edition, DSM-5, originally published in 2013, incorporates a broader definition of a Criterion A event than previous editions. The person must be exposed to death, threatened death, actual or threatened serious injury, or threatened sexual violence through direct exposure, witnessing the trauma, learning that a relative or a close friend was exposed to a trauma, or indirect exposure to aversive details, usually in the course of professional duties. So, you see what we're talking about here? This is the Bible, folks. The Bible when it comes to diagnostics in regards to mental health and neurodivergence, okay? I can't stress that enough. All right. I can't understate it. You get what I'm saying here, okay? What it's talking about here is in regards to the person trying to say that these things do not cause PTSD. When you go to the DSM 5 and you look at that broader definition, like they're bringing up here, it is literally saying any form of trauma, death threats, threatened death, threatened with violence, all of these things can culminate into PTSD. And we know from a fact from survivor testimony, for the professionals, the data, and all the studies to back it up, that they absolutely did have PTSD after the insane shit they went through at the JRC. That's why the argument above to argue semantics, that the device was not touched, it was not attached to the electrodes in their brain in order to directly cause it, is an idiotic argument and doesn't really hold water, especially when you do your job and you pull out the DSM-5 and get a good look at it like they're showing here. You cannot argue that the JRC has been the cause of multiple people getting PTSD, that also by their bizarre treatment program have managed to exacerbate any mental health issues that were already previously there, making them worse. And I can tell you, as a survivor who's also neurodivergent, when I feel threatened, when I feel afraid, when I get that weird kind of feeling of helplessness like I felt when I was a kid, for example. Yeah, PTSD. It's not fun, folks. Will we act in a way that you would expect any survivor to react like? We'll flinch. We'll curl in on ourselves. Or we'll choose even the fight aspect of the fight and flight. Okay? Very obviously, trauma of that level is going to cause PTSD. This is a very logical conclusion. It is also extremely logical to include that as a part of the reasoning to go forward with the ban. All right. And trying to argue what they said previously is just goddamn. It's the type of argument that makes me stare at a person and wonder how they manage to continue to walk upright and go about their day being that stupid and not having someone with them to remind them that they have to breathe. We're going to close out on that, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do tend to get removed from time to time. Please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I appreciate your time. As always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you next time.